triumph and glorious love. Glorious is harmony in my heart, born my Father above. Gratefully I give offerings to Him, triumph and glorious love.
Okay, please open your YouTube and watch our live 통일무도 news. Please. Thank you.
Okay, so it's time for the lecture, Ethics of True Love and Sexuality. For this lecture, so we'll call our very own, the pillars of 통일무도, the early disciple of Dr. Suk. Let's welcome the Grand Master of 통일무도, Grandmaster Dr. Oshigo Takamitsu. Everybody rise up and let's give him our big respect. 차렷, 경례.
중형!
바로
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning!
So I'd like to share with you today 통일무도 philosophy on the topic of ethics of true love and sexuality. So yesterday, Nancy, she gave lecture on character education, and also she mentioned about this content. Why this content very important for us as a 통일무도 instructors and practitioners? Because once we start to teach 통일무도 as an instructor, and you students will be attracted by you, because you look very wonderful, very dignified, you show nice skin. It's easy for the girl to be attracted male instructor. First by side. Okay? So when you are attracted by students, how do you overcome? It's a big challenge. Many martial artists, they make mistakes by having relation with their students. So 1996, Dr. IL Moo, he founded Martial Federation for World Peace in Washington, D.C. And many martial artists came. And Dr. IL Moo really spoke to them very straightforwardly. You have to control your sexual desire. And their wives are very happy to hear that. So martial artists have to educate young people. They have to be the example. So that's why Dr. Moo founded Martial Federation for World Peace, so that martial artists can educate young people to achieve world peace. So 통일무도 is not just only teaching the skill, but also 통일무도 has a very great philosophy that's based upon Dr. IL Moo's message. So when we give these lectures, some students might be very depressed because they have a very bad, painful experience in the past. But through this lecture, they can come to understand that what was wrong with them. And we can really educate them what is the real sexuality. And then what is the really true family. So by giving this lecture, we want to give hope to the young people. According to Dr. Moo's message I read yesterday, before we start 통일무도 training, do you remember? You know, atomic bomb. If somebody press the button and then atomic bomb exploded. So 통일무도 instructors and practitioners, we have to become the button to activate the conscience of all mankind. God gave conscience to everybody. So we have to activate, we have to stimulate, we have to really make their conscience really work through our teaching, through our example. So this teaching is one of them, very important to really appeal the conscience of the young people. So we really want to raise up many great 통일무 instructors who can give lectures very well, especially this part. This world is completely confused about sexuality. You can ask your teachers, why we marry? They cannot answer. They give just a food. They give the sex education just externally. They don't really teach about the sexuality. What is the meaning of sexuality? Why we need to have a family? They cannot teach. So we will, after I give lectures, the end, I will present what is a real sexual education. That should be taught in elementary school, junior high school, university. But they don't know. So we are very important people to educate about this topic. So sex links to love. If you love each other, you have a sexual relationship. But also sex linked to life. When you have a sexual relationship, new life is born. Then new relation will start. And also sex linked to conscience. Yesterday Nancy gave lectures about the virtues of conscience. 4. Who can answer? Virtues of conscience. Number 1, wisdom. Number 2, honesty. Number 3, sincerity. Number 4, self-control. You have to remember this. That is our conscience. We have to how to call, cultivate our conscience through 통일무도 training by practicing 통일무도 philosophy in our daily life. So sex connect link to these 4. Okay, I love you, you love me, and that sex relationship. Sex is not simple like that. Sex is such very important holy action because sex linked to love, life, lineage, conscience. What is the power of sex? Of course, pleasurable, also bonding to be into one and continue lineage. Power can be constructive or destructive. If I use the power of atom, that can be the energy. But if you misuse the power of atom, then you destroy many people's lives. So there was a sexual revolution, especially in USA, about 1960. So that time, America started to change through sexual revolution. They start to abandon traditional sexual constraints. Constraint means like this. 伝統的な性のに縛られている。それを全部捨てようとした。And also contributed the serious health and social problems. Sexual revolution brought serious health and social problems. Young people, they just want to have a, just free. They want to be free. They want to do whatever they want. And sometimes they don't dress like nice clothes. They just look like primitive people. Dress like that. They just want to be free. So they don't want to listen to the teacher. They don't want to listen to the parent. Just they want to be free from any bondage. They just want to feel joy. 1950s sexually transmitted disease, just two. Syphilis, Korea virus. Gonorrhea, this Korea limyo. Only two. After 40 years later, how many transmitted disease? Sexually transmitted disease, 17. これは性関係を結ぶことによって起きる病気です。それが1950年で2しかなかった。それが40年後には17に増えた。Soaring increase in HIV. HIV means human immunodeficiency virus. This virus will go inside the body, go to the human body white blood cell, and to weaken the immune system of human body. This is HIV. So from 1980 to 2001, up to 2023, 40 million people already got HIV. 2023, almost same number. Little bit less than 40 million, but almost same number. These people suffering by HIV. So how HIV transmitted? どうやったらこの HIV 人免疫不全ウイルスこれがどのようにして人間に感染していくのか。まず一つは性的な関係を通して、2番目に注射器、血がついた濁った注射器、それを使って特に輸血に行って、それでそのニードの注射器で感染する。そしてお母さんが HIV にかかって、そのお母さん生まれた子供が HIV になっている。So how HIV transmitted? 3. Number 1, through sexual relationship. Number 2, through not the sterilized syringe, contaminated syringe. Number 3, mother is already infected by HIV, and baby is born from this mother, already baby is infected by HIV. So these three, okay? So this way the HIV transmitted to other people. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. 日本語で言うと後天的な免疫不全性症候群と言います。So acquired immune deficiency syndrome is a result of HIV. After you lose the immune system, you have no power to resist any virus, and your body become weaker and weaker, and you will get malignant tumor. This is AIDS. So human immunodeficiency virus, this is HIV. This is a shape. This is discovered in 1983. Before 1983, there is no HIV. Just recently. So how it works? So HIV virus, this virus enters the bloodstream and attaches to white blood cells. This virus forces white blood cells to manufacture more HIV. White blood cells decline in number, leaving body defenses become weaker against disease. So once you get infected by HIV, for 5 years, no symptoms. You are not sure if you get infected by the HIV. You don't know. After 5 years, there are symptoms. Weakness, 体重を失う、ダイアリア、これは下痢、ファティーグ、疲れ、フィーバー、熱、ナイトスウェット、夜の汗、swollen lymph node、これはリンパ球が腫れること。After 5 years, you will have this symptom. Then, 10 years, people die. So, AIDS is the last stage of HIV disease. Take advantage of the weakened immune system. Kill half of all AIDS patients within 18 months. 80% of the patients die within 8 years. So you have to be very careful. In America, one girl, she was invited to the dinner party, and she met some man, boyfriend, I don't know, and they became closer, and that day they had a sexual relationship. She was infected by AIDS. She lost all her life. So she was going around the United States, she was giving a speech. You have to be careful not to get AIDS. You have to be abstinent. She was giving such a message at the age of maybe 20, maybe a little over 20, but she died. So if you don't want to lose your life, you have to keep abstinent. Sexual relationship will may damage all your life. Just one instant. This is pneumonia, 그래 high-endです. Left side, this is a healthy person X-ray. Right side, AIDS-related pneumonia. Kaposis sarcoma, 그래腫瘍です. Herb sores on the face of an AIDS patient. So when you get the AIDS, you become like that. Kaposia sarcoma, also called skin cancer. Also, if you get the HIV, then you will lose the function of brain. You can see the brain. This is called the dementia. これは認知症のことです。認知症のことです。dementia. Prostitution is the root of HIV. High HIV infection rate through prostitution. 売春によってこの HIV これがどんどん広がる。Customer can infect his wife or other partner. High risk of HIV transmission. The use of the unsterilized syringes. Babies with HIV. Born to infected mother. Mother already infected. The baby is already infected. So people notice I get infected by AIDS. But these people report. But most of the people, they have no symptoms. They don't report. So this AIDS patient is just a tip of the iceberg. Many people still, they are infected by AIDS. 14 million adults living with HIV/AIDS as of end 2001, also 2023. Still almost same number. Look at South Africa, 29.4 million people. And then Southeast Asia, 6 million. And then Latin America, Caribbean, 2 million. So we'll go to Central South America to really teach 통일무도, but also teach moral ethics education, character education. It's very important for us to help them to stay from AIDS, HIV, by teaching 통일무도. Of course, all of us, we have to do that. STD, sexual transmitted disease. White plaque. Plaque means dense Over 20% Americans have an incurable STD. Condom often ineffective. Condom, わかりますか? Condom. Condom and pill. Okay, people want to use condom pill so that they feel, oh, I can prevent myself from AIDS or HIV. But actually, it doesn't work. Not 100%. So if you get STD, what's going to happen to you? You become pain and discomfort. Infertility, you cannot bear a child. And higher risk of cancer and AIDS and difficulty to marry. And no cure. Rise of teenage sexual transmitted disease. especially girls aged 15 to 19. Many teenagers, they're affected by sexual transmitted disease. So personal social problem linked to sex outside marriage. After you get married, then you have another partner to have a sex relationship. This sex outside marriage. If you don't have this sex outside marriage, what's going to happen? You will suffer by psychological harm and social problem. Also, you will bring social problems. So adolescents developmentally unprepared for sex. So those teenagers, they are not ready for sex because their character is not really, not mature enough to really love, to really help, and to live for the sake of others. So they cannot connect sex with love. Also, they cannot think in terms of the future. If we have a relationship before the marriage, what will be our consequence? They don't think like that. Sex before the heart is developed leads to problems within intimacy later. You cannot have a really intimate relationship between husband and wife. Psychological harm from premarital sex, heartbreak, and regret. Oh, why I did that? The regret, guilt, and shame stunted development. Your development of your character stop. And also fear of commitment. Corruption of character. Character will be corrupted. Rage, anger, you cannot control. Depression and even suicide. Culture of uncommitted sex. 一目惚れる。そして愛し合って、それでセックス。Children, they lose innocence by uncommitted sex. Future marital problems from premarital sex. Once you get married, you have a wife or husband, but because you have already some big partner before you marry. So once you marry, you compare my husband and my boyfriend before. You cannot commit yourself. Infidelity, you cannot keep your purity. You go look for another person. If you have a relationship with your husband and wife, difficult, you go look for another person. STD, sexual transmitted disease. Tendency toward divorce. Divorce rate is higher if you have a sexual relationship before the marriage. Social problem linked to sex outside marriage. Pornography. You see the magazine, movie, okay, telephone, photo. This stimulates your sexual desire. Not good way. Also prostitution, rape, children born out of wedlock, domestic violence, family breakdown. So behavioral risk of sexual active girls. Those when the girls who are virgin and who are not virgin, you can compare. Those who are not virgin have more tendency to commit attempted suicide or leaving school, arrested by police, marijuana use. Increase in pregnancy among teenagers. I think right now in America, 1 million teenagers, they become pregnant. 1 year. High school student, I'm talking high school student in America. 1 million high school students become pregnant. So what's going to happen if you're a high school student, you have a sexual relationship, or then your child is born? What's going to happen? Half leave school, they can continue the study. Likely to have another child as a teenager, and difficult to marry. Likely to live in poverty, poor. Birth outside marriage. I checked through the internet. This is all the statistics.
Estas son estadísticas mías.
Iceland, 70%. They're not married, but they live together. France, 60%.
Francia,
Sweden, 50 and 60%. USA, 40%.
Estados Unidos, 30%.
So children of unwed mothers, mothers who are not married officially, those children have a tendency to bring many problems. 75% of patients in drug abuse centers, 75% inmates at youth correction facility, 70% of teenager pregnancy, 63% youth suicide,
75%
rising divorce. Also divorce rates going up. In USA, even China, and marriage rates decline. The marriage rate going down. Rising cohabitation. Do you understand cohabitation? You live together, not as husband and wife. You are not married, but you live together and you have a sexual relationship. This is the cohabitation. From 1960 to 1998, 900% increase in America.
900% de crecimiento solamente en América.
They have no commitment to
No tienen
marry.
compromiso.
Cohabitation is no panacea. Increased conflict and poor communication, greater likelihood of divorce, 7 times greater risk of violence to women. You understand that? What's the problem? Cohabitation. Oh, we can live together. Okay, we can prepare for the marriage. We have a wonderful, by experience living with another, gender, then we can have a wonderful marriage. Not true. Totally false. This is a result. More divorce, more lack of communication. You know the Freud, psychologist. Philosophical underpinnings of the sexual revolution. Freud and other people, they made some ideological foundation for sexual revolution. Freud said, sex drive, sex desire as the strongest motive. He believed that when people do something, when their motive of their behaviors, most of the time related with sexual desire. Number 2, sexual depression. You control, you try to, how do you call it? Push, you have to try to really depress your sexual desire, and that will cause mental illness. This is what Freud said. One day I was watching a TV, and one psychologist was talking about something. And then one woman, he was watching a TV, and he called TV station, TV studio, and he received a telephone call from her. What she said was, my husband is always, he's completely involved with the pornography, movie, or the magazine. So I really worry about my husband. What shall I do? Do you know what he said? Psychologist. What was his answer? He said, if you restrain your husband, then he becomes sick. Can you imagine? So let him continue. He can see movie, he can see some pornography, magazine. It's okay. That's the way he can have sexual desires ugly. I was shocked. Many people watching the TV. And psychologists saying, no problem. I was really angry. That's not true. Another person, Kinsey, he said, sex before the marriage or after marriage, need for frequent sexual outlet. morality, moral neutrality regarding sex. So, for example, if I want to have sex with you, are you okay? And if the person said no, then we cannot. But if she say yes, okay, let's have sex. This is moral neutrality. There's no absolute standard. True for Dr. Moon said, absolute sex. Totally different. Illicit sex widespread because of him. So his report is biased. I have no time to go detail. Hefner is the president of, a founder of Playboy. You see Playboy? So he said, sex is okay. Wonderful. And then if you marry and you lose the freedom. So he, just to be free. Okay, you have a relation. Okay. Wrong thinking. Casual sex by rock and roll. Rock and roll. If you listen to what they are singing, the content of the song, sometimes they really stimulate sexual desire. Sexual permissive ideas go mainstream. Okay, if you go to school, oh, you have no boyfriend? Are you crazy? You have no girlfriend? You are crazy? Like that. In the school, it is very natural to have a boyfriend, girlfriend. Sexual restraint is unhealthy. This is what they say. And what this world, they think, right? Sex outside marriage is normal. It's not normal, right? Sexual liberal ideology promoted selfishness. You just want to get joy from another person. You are using another person for your physical pleasure. What is goodness? What is good and evil? What's the difference between good and evil? Good is to sacrifice yourself for others. What is evil? Sacrifice others for your own self. That's the criteria between good and evil. So these Christians, they just want to enjoy yourself. They don't think about other people. So sexual liberal ideology leads to selfish individualism, focus on pleasure, moment pleasure. So now United States, they start to realize we have the family life education. We need family life education. There are two family life education. Well, you can say sex education. Number one, character-based education. And then contraceptive-based education. What is character-based education? Before marriage, no sex. What is contraceptive-based education? You have a relationship before the marriage. You can use condom and pill. You can do sex. This is different. Many schools in Japan, they have a contraceptive-based education. Unfortunately, I don't know other schools, other countries, but most of the time, contraceptive-based education, they're getting. So contraceptive-based education, Thames River in England, okay? So, nice river. But the women, they use pill, and this Thames River was contaminated. Anyway, so this is really giving a serious environmental problem too. So contraceptive-based education provide information on birth and disease control. And they said, you will be safe if you use condom, no problem. You are prevented from the pregnancy or sexually transmitted disease, no problem. And then condom-based education, they call comprehensive sex education. What is character-based education? Abstinence until marriage. Before marriage, no sex. Character strength for successful marriage. Sex is beautiful, holy action after you marry. So, to have such a wonderful experience, you need to develop your own character. You need to strengthen your character to prepare for the success marriage. This is a character-based education. We call abstinence-based education. What is contraceptive education? What contraceptive education focus? They focus on reducing the effects, pregnancy or STD, sexual transmitted disease. They only focus the effect. They don't focus the cause. How about character-based education? They focus to the cause. In other words, once we abstain sexual relationship, then we can prevent teenager pregnancy, teenager sexual disease. This is a character-based education. So public health benefits of character-based sex education. Public health benefits of character-based sex education. So we are talking about the character education. So we have to develop our character before the marriage. So abstinence education. We teach no sex before marriage. Okay. Then reduction in sexuality. So children don't want to have a sexual relationship. We can reduce sexual activity. Then we can reduce teenager pregnancy and sexual transmitted disease. Contraceptive-based education is dubious effective. They said if we have we use a condom, then we don't need to worry about pregnancy and sexual transmitted disease. Is that true? From 13 to 70% failure rate for adolescents. So for one couple out of 4 couples, even though they use condom and pill, they get pregnant or sexual transmitted disease. So condom pill doesn't work 100%. Do sex educators themselves trust the condom? Sex education teacher, they said, you can use condom, you can use a pill, you have no problem. Then once we ask them, okay, so you try yourself first. You can use a condom, you can use a pill, and you can have a sex. Can you do that? They said no. They don't trust, but they just promote it. Right? Why? Because if they sell condom, they can make money. Condom promotion gives false sense of security. Condom promotion remove the fear of AIDS and STD. Remove the fear of pregnancy. Remove worry about parents' disapproval. Now, we are going to study about ethics of true love and sexuality. New character-based education. So, in order to be successful in your love, you have to have a certain qualification. Position in life depends on meeting certain criteria. 社会においてある位置を達するためにはある基準を満たさないとならないと思います。Then what is the qualification for sex? That is maturity and marriage. 結婚の性の資格を得るためにはまず成熟すること、そして結婚すること、これが資格です。 So if you have a sexual abstinence, on the way to maturity and marriage, then you can grow and you can keep the abstinence and you can reach maturity and you can have marriage. You have a sexual relationship, no problem. But sexual temptation come to you, how do you deal with that? If you don't have a shield to protect yourself, right, you will get hurt. So what is your shield to protect from the temptation? How we can help the young people to stay from the temptation? First, we have to have a good character. We have to have a self-control. We have to control our sexual desire. And we have to live for the sake of others. And we respect for parents. And we have to have a commitment to purity. I want to keep pure. My daughter was a high school student. And one boy, high school boy came in. I want to become, I want to, could you become my girlfriend, something like that? She said, no! Because she's second generation, so she already knows. ね、お母さん、そうなんだ。セムちゃん。Right? My wife is here. So you have to really teach our second generation. They have to say no. Or you can say, I am already hardcore. Engaged, yeah. I'm already engaged. You can say, yeah, children can say that. So sexual temptation, if you don't have protective factors, you will get involved in a sexual relationship before the marriage. So sexual desire and self-control. So to control sexual desire is normal and healthy. To control sexual activity is normal and healthy. So look at the human being animal. Of course, we have physical and instinctual instinct to multiply or descend. But not only that, human beings' sexual relationship is connected with social activity, morality, and emotion. Different. So, human beings, we are responsible for our conscience, our spouse, and our child. We are given freedom to fulfill our responsibility. Conscience, spouse, and child. Purity has a wonderful value. We have to teach our students, young people, how wonderful to keep pure so that you can have a wonderful marriage life. You can have a wonderful family. We have to appeal the beauty and the joy of family life. So purity has a value for oneself, for one's future spouse, for one's future child. Dr. was talking about his own child, about blessing, marriage. My son, second son, was blessed with English, second generation. He lives in England. And I told him, okay, now, this is the time for you to get blessed, get married. And okay, father, okay. Then he started to pray, prayer visual. Nighttime he prayed. No. And after he came back to me, Father, I feel I'm not ready yet. But I will worry. If he missed this chance, he may not be able to get blessing. So I will be pushing him. But I think you should get married. Okay, Father. He followed me. Okay, Father. Then he started pray again. And he came back to me. Father, still I'm not ready, but thank you. Because of my prayer, I start to think about my future spouse. Then I start to think about myself to prepare. After he graduated, he was married with English sister. I told him why you get married, why you have an international blessing. He told me, because I want to break the barrier of nationalities. Wow, I was shocked. So this is a beautiful marriage. If you marry international marriage, you can break down the national boundary. You can break down racial boundary. It's so beautiful. How wonderful to have marriage in terms of for your own self, but also for the society, for the world. Sexual love is meaningful event. Okay, so sex connect with love, then life, then lineage, then conscience. Yes, please remember that. Okay, so mutual ownership of physical sexuality. So you will express your sexual desire only to one spouse after marriage. Nobody else, right? Based upon true love, to live for the sake of your wife or husband. Mutual ownership of sexuality. Do you remember I mentioned before? If all men and women admit that their sexual organ belongs to their spouse, they will all bow their heads and become humble when they receive their spouse's love. Love comes to us only from our partner, nobody else. So who has the key of your sexual organ? Who? Your wife. You get breast or you marry? Or you have a child?
No.
Not yet. Okay. That's a good answer. Ethics, true love, and sexuality. Abstinence before the marriage. Fidelity to one lifelong spouse. You live together with your whole life. Not only that, after you die, same. So, last year was my wife, myself, we celebrate anniversary, 50th anniversary of our marriage.
Wow.
Last year. And I told my wife, if I am born again, I want to marry with you. And then she said, me too. So you need to have such commitment between husband and wife. I never say, for 50 years, I didn't say very verbally, but for 50th anniversary, I did. You can do much better earlier. So that is our relationship between husband and wife. We call this absolute sex. Okay. Not the free sex. Absolute sex. So absolute sex ethics, okay, based upon true love, live for the sake of others. One lifetime spouse. Free sex ethics, self-gratification. You want to just enjoy yourself. And multiple sexual partner. You can have a situation with many people. That is a free sex ethic. So we have this fighting. We have to overcome this. Ethic, true love, sexuality, premarital abstinence, and marital fidelity for both men and both women. Dr. Moon said, man is born for women. Women is born for man. Means husband was born for wife. Wife was born for husband. Okay? Aju. Ethic, true love, and sexuality. Celebration of sexuality. So this is celebration, the beautiful, beautiful ceremony. And also lasting intimacy, rooted in heart and character, using relationship skills. You have to know how to relate with each other, husband and wife. Of course, parents, children as well in your family. So moral ethical regeneration of society. we have to regenerate this society. This society is collapsed because of their wrong thinking, because the environment is really influencing many, many young people. They've lost the way. So we have to regenerate the young people so that we can regenerate the society. Before that, we generate a strong family and we generate the nation, prosperous nation. Okay? So we have to start from sexual purity and fidelity so that we can have a prosperous nation. Love God, love people, and love nation. Right? So now use America. They spend more money for abstinence education, character-based education. They spend more money. They realize because of many bad results came out. So they learn free sex, it doesn't work. We have to do it another way. So now they spend more money for character-based education since 1997. So pledge of abstinence. Did you see Dr. Su? He went to China. Okay, he gave the purity education. Do you remember when young people lining up, they do pledge, right? So what is the pledge? To respect and honor the ideal of purity in myself and others. To refrain from sexual relationship before marriage. To develop my personality and character based upon such values as respect for elders and honesty, commitment, and loyalty in friendship. Number 4, to keep fidelity in my future marriage. Number 5, to help others to act accordingly. So these are the pledges we should do in Japan and many, many schools in all over the world when they are small. Anyway, this is my lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Master Siko Takamitsu. So